How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 27th of June 2022. I'm going to do a very quick rundown. We're just starting the week a little bit positive, so it's likely we're going to get a little bit more run. I'm going to start with Binance. So we can see on Binance, we're very close now to the 250, which is, I don't want to say 100%, but it's very likely we're going to see 250. Now, what's interesting, and this is something that we need to make a note of, if price hits 250, the response at this level is going to be key, right? So just a couple of scenarios. Ideally, what we want is price to grind to this level, stabilize, grind a little bit more, stabilize, grind a little bit more. And if that happens, we're looking roughly around about 280 to 285, which wouldn't be a bad spot, for Binance. Now, obviously, I don't trust the markets. I've said this many times. For me, it's more of a question of time before price kind of rallies, and then sort of drops and potentially comes down to sort of 150 to 148. I still think that's very much on the cards. We only need to look at this downtrend, and then this rally, and then this downtrend, pause, continuation, rally, downtrend. Because when you're looking at price, when you're looking at charts, when you're looking at the way the markets move, you need to remember that there's always an objective, right? Price is always trying to do something. Now, I just describe it a certain way. But if we look at it, if we look at this from a bank point of view, just as an example, let's say a bank needs to buy Binance, right? They're not in the business of, just buying at any old spot, just because somebody says, I need you to buy Binance for me, right? The bank is always going to try and get the best possible price. Yeah, they're not buying up here. They're buying down here. Now, obviously, they may grab a little bit here, for example, but they will have an objective. They will have an order book, and they will say, okay, we're looking to get an average cost of around about 205, just for argument's sake. I'm just saying that now because it's at 205, whatever. But let's say they're looking to get an average cost of 205. They will maybe grab a little bit here, and then as it starts to go down, they will grab some more, but ultimately they will, try to get the best possible price, right? Now, one may argue, but how do they know it's going to go down? And this is where I absolutely 100% firmly believe that the markets are manipulated. I've proved this to myself countless times throughout the years. It's not even a question for me. And partly the reason why, I'm so accurate with my analysis because, I'm able to, through years and years and years of experience and whatnot, see that manipulation before it happens, right? But going back to the analysis itself, what's interesting, and this is very, very interesting, Bitcoin isn't really moving. Yeah, it's just we've got a really nice run on Binance. Bitcoin is just pretty much sitting flat, right? So there's a couple of things that we can look at here to try and give us an idea of what that could potentially mean, right? As I've said before, Binance might be doing its run, for a little bit of objective fulfillment. When it does that, it will just kind of get back in line and just, carry on following Bitcoin. Or it may be on its own page, maybe on its own page and kind of decoupling a little bit. Either way, the one thing we can absolutely guarantee is that Bitcoin isn't moving. Okay, it's been stuck in this very tight range for some time, which makes it worse. There's one scenario I don't want to see in terms of downside, and this would kind of confirm this downside move for a run below this low and start to drive us towards that sort of 15k level, and that is a pop. Yeah, if Bitcoin pops out of nowhere, say to 26,000. Yeah, it's very likely that's going to reverse, right? Even if it holds for a little while, just to trap people long, it's very likely that if Bitcoin, gets an injection of volatility and runs to the upside very, very quickly, leaving prints a really strong green candle on the daily or the 4 hours, something like that, it's very likely that that's not going to last. And it will just come straight back into the consolidation, not dissimilar to what we saw around about here, where you saw sort of Bitcoin trying to go a little bit, and then it comes back, trying to go a little bit, then it comes back. We don't want to see that, because if that happens, it just means that price is basically trying to trap traders long and getting people excited. Because remember, ultimately, I'd say 80 to 90% of the people that are looking at the Bitcoin chart aren't looking at the daily or the weekly or the 4 hour. They're looking at 15-minute charts, 5-minute charts, 1 hour charts, and so on. Much lower time frames, that are very unhealthy when it comes to investing, especially investing, not trading, but investing, right? So that's a scenario we don't want to see. The ideal scenario is that we grind and grind and grind and grind. Slow is our friend at the moment. And in doing so, the only imbalance on the way back up is going to put us around about 26,000. Hence why I was saying 24,000 above here. Scoop up liquidity, and then 26,000 to rebalance. So that's the kind of rundown for now. US equities are doing okay, pretty strong this morning. We'll see if that continues going into this afternoon. And with that said, I'll continue to update you guys as and when. I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day or evening wherever you are in the world. Be patient, stay calm, let the markets do their thing. Don't get involved if you can avoid it. And with that said, I will chat to you guys later. All the best. Ciao for now.